Before we wrap things up, I just want to thank my incredibly talented team that we presented with tonight. I'm really proud of them. They did a great job. I'd like to thank the many administrators that came here tonight to show support, the many teachers as I look around the room, seeing them come out to support this, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, all of our families that are here tonight, because this definitely is a partnership. So with that, yes, thank you. Wanted to address a question that I know is going to come up. And we're going to ask questions, and in a few moments I'm going to ask parents to line up right over here. That way we can get you on the microphone, everyone can hear your questions, so we're able to continue this conversation. But with that, in North Brunswick, we are educators. And whether we're educating students or we're talking about this park, we feel it's very important that we work to educate families on the realities, the truth about the assessments and the standards. We really believe in the standards. We feel these are things students need to be able to do to be successful in life. And we feel that the old test did not accurately measure students' attainment of those standards. If we believe in these new standards, we need to believe in a new test that's going to accurately measure students' performance. We are not stockholders in Pearson. We are told by the federal government that states need to assess, the state tells the district that we need to assess, and we are certainly doing that. We are advocating for our kids and we want what's best for them, and if there are changes that need to come to this test, we're going to provide very critical feedback after the test has been administered. We have not seen the live version of this test, and we have not received any of the data. But I am very confident that of all of my colleagues in this room, when the data comes in, we're going to look at that data and we're going to think about how we can use this to really improve outcomes for kids. So we really feel that this has tremendous potential to help education in New Jersey, to help your kids. But that said, we know there's a lot of information, some of it factual, some not so much out there on social media, out there in the media, on local radio stations. We know you're hearing a lot of things, and we hope we did a nice job tonight clearing up some of that. But at the end of the day, the state has said this: everybody must test. There's no opting out. So that word opt out is not a word that North Brunswick is able to accommodate. It's not a word that anyone in the state is able to accommodate. They also said they're not going to force any of us, not that we would, to put your kid's hand on a keyboard and take the test. Okay. They also said that it's up to the districts to figure out how they're going to deal with test refusals. There are many districts that are taking a hard stance this way. There are districts that are taking a hard stance that way. In North Brunswick, we want to do what's right for kids. And as such, we are doing the following. If a family feels that it is in their best right, based on all the information they heard tonight, now that you've been educated, if they feel it is not in the child's best interest, you are standing by your feelings, and this is what you believe, we're going to ask you to write us a letter. And with that, we are going to take your child, they can come into school that day, and we are going to provide a supervised location for them to sit and do something academic. We don't have the resources, we don't have the teachers to provide instruction on those days. We have to teach students that are not testing in their classes. We have to administer the test. We don't have resources to provide additional instruction, but we will provide supervision. Send them in with recreational literature. They can do some journaling. We want them to engage in something academic, but we'll supervise them. And we're doing this for two reasons. One, the children that are taking the test that are willing full participants, which we hope is everyone, we want to ensure that testing environment has integrity, that those results come back and are as valid as we can possibly provide. We don't want there to be incidents with students having to have discussions with teachers that I don't want to take the test, my parents don't want me to take the test. We want to avoid that. We also know that some kids are not going to take the test because families feel that is not the right thing to do. And we want to limit, we want to avoid any negative incidents with those students, because we're sure they're going to come into our school buildings filled with anxiety that they're doing something that their peers might not be. So we feel this is the right move for our children, and as educators and as an educator, I feel that if we base our decisions solely on that, 99 times out of 100, hopefully we're going to get it right. So with that, I know that was a question that was probably on some minds in this room. I hope we've answered it thoroughly. That information will be included on the Parcc parent resource. It's on our district website as well. There's not a policy, it is a set of procedures that you can follow to learn more about that.